is different than the other kinds of oceans out there. We have five oceans. The Atlantic Ocean, it might have more salt, it might have different kinds of fish, it might have a different temperature. So it's very important that when you are looking for your ocean biomes, that you are measuring up to what each ocean has. Again, you're going to find specific plants and specific kinds of animals that go for these oceans, right? If you look at your template, there's a series of videos with basic information to follow for each different kind of biome. Today, what I want you to do is to make a game plan. Look through your diagrams. If you want to type in some notes here about your diagram, feel free to. So put it in parentheses. You can say like, okay, I can see that the colors red and blue are parallel to each other. So this means that I can see blues up top and then red, but then the other colors kind of mesh together in a way where like they don't follow a consistent line. I see a lot of greens and yellows next to each other. If you want to do that, that's fine. Today is your game plan day. So you don't have to write what I wrote, but if you want to, if you make the same observation, you're more than welcome. Same thing for this pyramid. If you want to take for those of you who were here before the quarantine, I did ask you to rank these different listed biomes based on how hot and wet they were combining. So if you want to make a list of like the hottest and wettest one I can see here is rainforest. But then if I go up, temperate forest also still looks pretty hot and still looks pretty wet. So if you want to make that list like rainforest, temperate forest, it's getting too cold at the taiga, maybe I'll go back down. So maybe the next wet one, which one of these, it looks more moist. They look to be at about the same kind of moisture, but maybe not as hot. But temperate grassland's probably not as hot as savanna, so you want to say savanna. You can, and then say temperate grassland. So if you want to do that, you can. If you can find your own way to sort this diagram out, this diagram is here to help you. When you're looking at your diagram, like we did before in our last week's lesson, take notice of not only the labels and which direction they go into, but what these biomes look like. This rainforest has way more greenery than the temperate forest, but they still are both considered relatively wet environments. Look at the grassland and savanna. The savanna has more yellow grass, and maybe there's less water there than the temperate grassland, or maybe it's the same amount of water, but one has sun.